Hi, welcome back to engVid. Today we are going to be going to the market. The market is like a shop, but kind of on the street. Who is this lesson for? Well, it's for anyone with an interest in improving their English. We'll be looking at some idioms to do with haggling and markets. We'll be looking at phrases you can use, advice for getting a good deal at a market. Now, when you think of a market and haggling, most people think of, I don't know, somewhere like Marrakesh, which is based on a sort of negotiation economy. Yep, it's not a fixed price economy. Whereas in the UK, 99% will be you can't haggle on price. But going to a market affords an excellent opportunity to practice your speaking skills. So we're going to equip you now with some tools and phrases so that you can make that bold step of going to a market and trying to buy something. Now, this might fill you with dread. Dread is, I'm so scared. So if you're filled with dread, you're nervous and concerned. You might think you have your work cut out for you. Here is a big pile of work. Cut. I'm cutting it out. Wow, I've got this huge chunk of work. It's so much work. Going to a market, speaking in English, negotiating. Now, the market traders might think that they are onto a winner when you come along, because they'll be like, tourist. I can charge what money I like. So you have to be strong and you must know what a good price is. So if you're onto a winner, it comes from racing, the horses. I've put £10 on number 32 to win. Black number 32. Yes, number 32 has won. I was on to a winner. Ka-ching! And I've made a tidy profit. So, you know, the market people, the traders, they are looking to make profit from the prices they charge. Your job is to reduce that to get a good price for you, a fair price. It needs to be good for him and for you. How do we do that? Well, we're going to have to haggle. We're going to have to hustle. We're going to have to joke. We're going to have to play the game. Okay? Haggle is like, I'll sell it for you for £10. What about £5? £9? What about £6? Oh, come on, let's shake in the middle. £7.50. Humour them. Humour them. Yep. Take an interest in what they've got. Yep. Relate to them as a person. Yep. Don't be too serious about it. Yeah. Make it light-hearted. It should be fun. You want £10 for that? That piece of thing? Who's going to pay £10 for that? Come on, mister. Yeah. Be a bit jokey with them. Now, if you get sucked into something, maybe they're trying to sell you a tin, yep, and you're like, well, I don't need a tin, I don't want a tin, and they start telling you a story about how special this tin is. They start telling you that it's Elvis Presley's old tin. You're like, yeah. I've heard that one before. It means they're telling you a tall story, yep. So anyway, if you get sucked into something, it means you start believing the story. And you're like, Elvis's tin. Ooh, I must have Elvis's tin. And then if you've got sucked into something, they might rip you off. If you're ripped off, you pay too much money. It's like you've been cheated. Because remember, they're trying to shift their their materials. To shift something means like to move it. Yeah, they're trying to sell all their stuff. Once they've sold it all, great, they get to go home. Thank you very much. Job's a good one. Job done. So they're trying to shift all of their stock. Your job is to knock the price down. £10 for Elvis tin? Oh, come on, it doesn't even have anything in it. Actually, it does. It's got some straws. Straws aren't worth anything. I don't want straws. I'll give you £2 for Elvis's tin. 10. Come on, what kind of joke is that? Because if you end up, thank you, tin, you don't want to end up with something you don't really want, like a great big armchair, because then you're going to have to lug it home. To lug something means like to pull it, to move it. You don't want to be left with a sofa that you've bought for £10 and not be able to get it home. Worth bearing in mind. So we've got to get our bartering skills really good. How much is this then? What are we buying now? Oh yeah, nice aeroplane. How much is this then? My son would like that. Very nice. £20? That's a bit steep. Yeah, that's a bit dear, a bit expensive, isn't it? It's only an aeroplane. Yeah, it's only a piece of metal. Tell them what it is. It's just a piece of metal with some paint on it. You can't charge £20 for that. Yeah. It's Michael Caine's old one. Yeah, I've heard that one before because Michael Caine's a famous Londoner. What do you really want for it? What do you really want for it? What price is good for you? What do you really want for it? £15? Ah, you've gone down now, haven't you? You've gone down. First it was 20, now it's 15. What's it going to be next? 10? Is that your best price? Can't you do it for £12? Can't you do it for £12? Are you sure you couldn't do it for £12? Go on, call it 12. £12.50? Okay, all right. You've got yourself a deal then. You've got yourself a deal. Great, I've got myself an aeroplane. So what do we use here? How much is this then? How much is this? Why do we add the then? Because it's just how it's said. It's more sort of conversational. That's a bit steep or dear. Dear is quite a nice sort of colloquial way of saying cheap. If they start telling you a story, I've heard that story before. What do you really want for it? Come on, be honest. Yeah, we're on the same level here. I know what you're doing. Is that your best price? Are you sure you couldn't do it for, put a different price? All right then. All right then means, okay, I am in agreement. You've got yourself a deal. Okay, not perfect English, but it's how it's said. Let's have a look now at some idioms. So you have learnt roughly how to have a negotiation with a London market stall holder. I've got a few more idioms for you up my sleeve. Doing this, speaking with people in markets, is throwing yourself in at the deep end. Yep. So if you're going to learn to swim, it's normal to start in the shallow water and work your way up. This is like jumping in at the deep end. Suddenly you're in all this water and you're like, whoa, can I even stay afloat? So to throw yourself in at the deep end means to make yourself experience something that you are barely able to do. It will be a baptism of fire. Baptisms are normally with water. Therefore, if they are with fire, it would be a difficult and testing experience. So baptism is about a beginning of a journey. So this is a beginning of a journey with a pretty extreme version. Okay? You might find that someone drives you up the wall. Yep. If they drive you up the wall, then they are literally so irritating that you're trying to escape from them by running up the wall. If someone drives you up the wall, they drive you potty. They drive you crazy. To get or to give someone the cold shoulder. The cold shoulder is when you ignore or you are ignored. So if you get the cold shoulder, you are receiving being ignored, the passive. If you are giving someone the cold shoulder, you are active and you are ignoring someone. Okay? So if someone selling me something is annoying me, is driving me up the wall, I might give them the cold shoulder. Cold shoulder. Okay. To get to grips with something. We do things with our hands. If I've got to grips with it, it means I know how to do this. Yeah. Market, barter. Yep, I know, I've got it. I've got to grips with it. I understand. To go toe-to-toe with someone. Toe-to-toe. Imagine these are toes. Yep. I'm looking at this person is looking at me, and we are bartering. £10. No, £8. No, £9. All right, £8.50. £8.50? No, So it's when we are kind of in competition, having a face-to-face, really getting down to business. Okay. So those are some idioms for you. I hope you're going to use one or two of those. Write them down in a book so that you can remember them. Now, just before we go on to the next section, a lot of work does get put into the creation of every single one of these videos, both in the research, the actual presentation of them, and in the post-production. So we'd really appreciate it if you could make sure you are a subscriber, that you get the notification so you know when new content is coming from my channel. And if you could share this with the channel with someone else who is learning English. Yeah, I'm sure you've got a friend somewhere who would benefit from free English lessons on YouTube. Yeah, you don't have to do anything to get this stuff. So do that one thing and subscribe. Thank you. So where do we go to get this action, to get this market conversation? Well, one of my favorite places in London is no longer trading as a car boot, as a flea market. That's another phrase we should remember. Flea, think buzz, flea market. Yep, that's a place where things are bought and sold for good prices. So look out for a flea market. Also car boot sales. Okay, so if you see a sign saying flea buzz market or car boot sale, you go, gotta go there. Benjamin said we're going to go and practice our English. Places in Londinium, that's what the Romans called it. I'll call it London. Columbia Road Flower Market. That's near Old Street in East London. Very pretty place to go. But you want to go to the really local places. I've put Portobello ? That's in Notting Hill. It's kind of like Instagram land now. Everyone's just taking pictures and it's lost a little bit of its authenticity, I would say. So try and find new places. Let us know. Write a comment down below. Where did you go? Where did you find your authentic English or British market? Thanks for watching. I hope you learned something today. And until next time, take care.